Today we're going to be taking a look at the Overlay Paths module. So this is a module in Drupal 7, as it describes, to let you use the overlay that's built into the administration side of things, but for other paths that normally wouldn't be defined. So basically, non-admin pages that you can load up in the overlay. So in this demo, we're going to be showing the dev version. Make sure you get the dev version because that's additional functionality you'll need. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Modules. And this is actually going to load the overlay that you're probably familiar with. So I'm using the Rubik administration theme, so that's why things might look a little different. But so what we're going to do is we're going to search for overlay. So just pull to the project. So you'll get these projects here. So overlays in core, and you have overlay paths, and you want to also enable overlay paths UI, which is available in the dev. So what you can do is we're going to click configure, and you'll see you get this non-admin overlay paths thing. And so you can basically define the things that you want to be able to pop up in the overlay. And then anywhere it sees this link, any of these links that match this criteria, it'll just open them in the overlay. So you'll see by default it doesn't have these three. These are some that I'm kind of just playing around with to demonstrate this concept. But you can see we have user, and then this would be like one edit kind of a thing, node, and then there's this render preview path that I've made up and defined in another project just to show how that could work. So what ends up happening? So you see I have my account, because I have that defined for user. Now when I click my account, this loads in the overlay. And I view, edit, and devil links up here for the user. You'll see there is some bounce back and forth for things that clearly it doesn't want to load in there, but it generally works in that case. So why am I even playing around with this? Well, I want to create a link to a path that is part of a node that will pop up in an overlay, and then that way I can use context to position blocks and things on it. So my use case here is I have a view. You see I have two content types. I'll just quickly go to the view and see what it looks like. So very basic. We have the title, node ID, and I have this global custom text. And you'll see I just have text as title, and then in rewrite behaviors, we have link path, node, node ID, render preview. Now render preview is just a path that I defined in a very simple module. And all it does is literally puts a link to a page there and outputs nothing. So we'll see, I can click this now, and we get that it loads up in there. Now, why does it look this way? Well, if we go back to context, for the first time, you'll see I have this Helms Media render preview thing. So we click edit, you see my condition is path, node, render preview, apply these blocks. So what it could also do is should be able to change the theme in the future, or tell it to use the admin theme on this path, things like that. And so we can create a way of displaying the node in context while not leaving this view in the background. And so if you imagine, we'll have different fields about this this node. Maybe it's a video upload in this case, or an image upload. Is working on some Drupal 7 stuff for UI media, just to rapid prototype and see what it looked like. So then I'm working on this piece of content, which has some other just random fields in here that make no sense. But the entire time I could be working on this, and I go, oh, okay, cool. And we go back to our overview. So that's the general idea. But then we use views, fluid grid, and just have all these stack up here nicely.